Getting back to Janeane, if we could, what about Ken Pittman? What about poor Ken Pittman and the guy that set out to make his bones and make his big move into television? What about poor Ken Pittman, the DJ over at what's the name of his what station is he in New Bedford? Doesn't matter. But here's what we did for Ken Pittman. We had Janeane come in yesterday. We had Sam come in yesterday, and call his radio show as a caller and try to take him to task a little bit. And this is what unfolded.
Hi, Ken. Sure. Hi, caller.
Yeah, am I on?
Hello there. Yes, you are. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to say, Ken, I think you're an awesome. I think you're an awesome patriot for going down there. But I mean, I was down there. Where was everybody?
Well, what happened was the confrontation that took place was a lot better than I had hoped for, but it took place 90 minutes before anybody was expected to show up. So I made a few phone calls and asked people to, don't even bother. And
but I got down there. I was looking on Red State. I came down to on redstate.org. I don't know if you ever been on that blog, but because I saw Hannity talk about it.
Red Mass Group I've been on. I have not been on Red State.
Oh, so I went down there to protest that girl, and all I saw was a bunch of people going into the comedy show.
There was a guy in the park playing some real crunchy acoustical stuff who made a lot more noise than I did, I can tell you.
Well, I know, but I mean, I thought there was supposed to be so many people there. I mean, I think you're a patriot and all because, it would have been, it took a lot of guts just to be you, just going down there with your friend with a camera thing. But I thought there was supposed to be a lot of people protesting her.
Well, I told the Boston Herald I did not expect a big crowd. I said, 20, 40 at the most. But
yeah, I saw 40 or 50 people, but there was nobody there. I was sitting there.
Well, there's probably 200 people across the street in that brick park. And
no, I went over to the brick park.
Yeah, that's where I was.
All I saw was you with the guy with the camera, stalking that short girl.
Stalking a short girl. So this is obviously a plant.
Right.
And tell me, what prevented you from coming up and saying hello?
Well, I didn't. I saw you walking after her into Starbucks or something.
Right. And what prevented you from saying hello if you were there to join me?
Well, I was there to protest her.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, how come you couldn't get anybody to go there?
I'm not sure why you didn't come over and say, "Hey, Ken, where do you want us?" or anything like that. If you.
Well, I don't know. You're a strapping guy. You're a little bit intimidating with the camera. I didn't want to go on the camera with everything that's going on with the government's.
The handycam was not even out until we got into Starbucks and it stayed in.
Yeah, no, that's when I saw you coming out of Starbucks.
Well, I thought you were at the brick park.
Yeah, I was walking around looking for people. There was nobody there.
Your story's not working out. Thanks for the call.
Well, hey, whoa. Chief, hello.
Let's do it again.
Do it again.
He has no screen. He has no screener. No.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks for the call. You're on the air.
Yeah, I just want to say the guy who said you got to do it by yourself if nobody else is going to do it was exactly what you did, right? Nobody else came out to that thing. It was just you.
That's right. That's right. I didn't put a lot of emphasis on joining me.
Well, I saw Hannity reported it, and the Herald reported it, and nobody showed except for you. Why is that? You didn't even go to the teabag.
No, that's not true. That's not true. You were there. You had my back.
That's true. I guess it was the three of us. Me, you, and your camera guy.
Sure that you said hi to me.
Me, you, and your camera guy were the only people there.
I can see how that would.
But that gets you on TV though. So score, right? You won big.
You know what? You're very, very profound. Very. I'm proud
thank
of
you. You're
Thanks
profound
for showing
too.
up and showing me the sport. See, this guy had my back.
Let's do it again.
AM 1420 WBSF.
And welcome to the Ken Pittman Show. Hi.
Hi. Yeah, Ken left, huh?
Yeah. Do you see a black helicopter over your house there?
Do I see a black helicopter over my house? No.
Well, then he's probably taking the northerly route. Yes, that's Ken. Ken is in the black helicopter.
Do you think it's going to be awkward when he goes on Fox for him to just say it was just him at that protest, or what?
No, why? Why are you bringing that up?
Well, because, I read in the Herald, I saw on Hannity that there was going to be people inside, that they were going to really have a big surprise, and it just turned out he just went out there with a Fox cameraman and just recorded her.
And you know what? That takes testicular fortitude.
Oh, you're absolutely right. If I was 6 feet tall and 200 pounds, hello? Should we call him back? Let's call him back.
1420. Indeed. Away we go to the phone lines. Hi there. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you had mentioned earlier that Ken showed intestinal fortitude by going up there. The guy's 6 foot plus 200 pounds, and he went and stalked a woman who was about 4 feet tall. Is that guts?
Hey, listen. What do you think the tea parties were about?
Well, Ken didn't even go to the tea parties by his own admission, so this is really more about him trying to get on Cavuto's show. But what I'm curious about is, when Ken goes up to do Cavuto, how does he get out of that awkward situation of saying that he was really the only person there protesting her?
Well, you know what? I don't think you know that, and
No, that's why I asked.
I'm sure that there were people up there.
Well, by Ken's own admission, there was only 2 people there. He and his paid cameraman.
No, he wasn't paid.
Oh, okay. So it's just he and a free cameraman.
Obviously, you don't know what you're saying.
Well, I'm just going by what Ken said.
I'm just going by what the facts are, and you don't have the facts.
Well, so, hello?
Are you there?
Yes. Hi, Phil. Listen, before you think I'm just hiding behind a phone, you can catch out my show at hello? Hello? I don't think Phil wants to deal with me anymore. Tomorrow's another day.
Hey, look, if you want to call Ken Pittman's radio show, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 508-996-0500. If you want to get your digs in on a couple of real right-wing lightweights who've got nothing, call him up, ask him tell him how stupid he looked just being him. And you know what? It was ridiculous because I always thought, and this goes back to my other argument, I have always thought that the teabaggers, they were obviously a manufactured event from day one. There is no momentum, there's no traction, and no one gives a shit to even give them attention to begin with. But I would call this guy and do whatever you want, because they got no call screener. Make up characters, tell them how much you love Janeane, or prank them.
If you tape it for us, we'll put it on.
Yeah, we'll definitely put it on if you tape it.